Feel free. My name is Ryan Lewis. I am part of the Small Business Outreach team, and I'm here with my colleague Dominic McCaney. He's in the back. He's doing all of the tech things that I don't understand. And then we've got a lot of people to introduce you to tonight. Our general topic is to unpack the resources that Dido and the United Way are offering businesses. And first of all, of course, the grant, but then going into a little bit more detail about some of those cost-saving programs that are available to businesses on Colfax. We'll talk about a few of them this month, and then we'll highlight a few more for next month. Things like tax prep, if you're looking for outsourcing or support for those sorts of things. It is tax season, everybody's tax season, so hopefully we can help you with that. So I want to first introduce what we always do. Here's kind of the flow show. We're going to hear from Dido, and then Mile High United Way is going to unpack some of those programs. Then we'll go over the general project updates. You can hear maybe a little bit more into the future, a couple weeks of what construction looks like. And also you'll hear from the Business Improvement District. But for now, here's our lovely project partners. This is Rachel Lyons. She's going to talk a little bit about the grants and the BioFund, and then we'll take some questions after that.
All right, thank you for having me. I can't really see anyone, but I hope you can hear me. My name's Rachel Lyons. My business card is on the table. I'm going to spend a few minutes today talking about our BioFund grant that's administered through Denver's Office of Economic Development. We are currently accepting applications through March 18th. If you're interested in the BioFund grant, all of the information can be found on our website. So that includes a link to the application. It includes the eligibility, frequently asked questions, and also we do both in-person and virtual information sessions. So we do have one coming up this Friday from 10 to 11. If you're not available at that exact time, you can also access a recording, and that is also on our website. It's about 30 minutes, and we just dive deeper into the program, the eligibility, the application. We deliver that in English, but we also have Spanish and Vietnamese interpretation provided as well. So if you have questions about the program, you're not sure, we encourage you to check out our website and watch one of those information session links. In addition, we're working closely with the Colfax Avenue Business Improvement District. So Danon and Frank and the team, they're available to meet with you one-on-one to answer questions that you might have about the application. So for just round one of this grant, we are accepting applications for businesses in what's called Segment 1 of construction. That's Broadway to Williams. As soon as we wrap up the first grant round, we'll open the second grant round, and that will correspond to construction as it moves east. Here are some of the main criteria for eligibility. So in addition to where you are on Colfax, your business does need to be located or classified in one of these, what we call the North American Industry Codes or NAICS codes. If you're not sure, again, please reach out to us, reach out to the bid. We want to help answer those questions about eligibility before you spend time on the application. So business has to be in retail, arts, entertainment, and recreation, accommodation and food service, so restaurants, bars, coffee shops, and that number 81 code, that's really personal care primarily, so hair salons, nail salons, massage, tattoo, but it also includes pet care and auto care. There is a revenue range, so your business has to have a gross revenue from the previous year at least $30,000 and no more than $5 million. So we do ask for one financial document to verify that you're within that range. It does not need to be a tax return. It can be a profit and loss statement, an income statement, a point of sales report, a sales tax report. We try to be really, have a range of documents that you can use to satisfy that requirement, but we do need to see something to verify that you are within that range. Can you go back for 1 second?
Oh,
I think
sure.
There's one more thing in there. Okay, and then also businesses have to be located within 350 feet of construction to be eligible. So if you're on 14th or 13th or 16th or 17th, you will be outside of that parameter. So it really is, the geographic requirement really is for businesses right on Colfax or 1 to 2 parcels off, as that is where the greatest impact is generally occurring. So we talked about the financial documentation. Another important component of this grant for eligibility is that you're asked to compare a 90-day consecutive period during construction and compare that to 90 days pre-construction. So we do have to see a documented revenue loss, and that's set at 20% or more. If this feels confusing on the application, if the directions aren't clear, there's a spot where you can save your application and request help. And again, we'll work to connect you with the Colfax Avenue Business Improvement District. So you might look at Q4 of this year and compare it to Q4 of last year. Or you can shift that timeline a bit and maybe do December, January, and February, but then you would compare it to the corresponding time frame from the previous year. Your business also needs to be in good standing with the Secretary of State's office. So we do need to see that certificate or story as well. If you're not sure where to find that, there's directions on the application. If you are, if it's delinquent or expired, you will want to get that current for the application. So again, if you plan to apply, you must submit by March 18th. You can work on it, save it as a draft, and come back. There's also an option you can translate it into several different languages and complete it in a language if you prefer a language other than English.
So that QR code, and we'll go back to it in a second, leads you to the Business Impact Opportunity Fund, so bio fund page. And if you want to take us through here.
Yep, so as I mentioned, our website has the overview, the eligibility. If you click right on the application tab, that's where you will see the link to the application as well as the financial documents and the certificate that's needed. On the right-hand side, again, you'll see the video for the information session, information on how you can request the application assistance. And if you scroll down just a little bit more, in a few minutes we'll hear from Mile High United Way about some of their technical assistance programming. And then maybe just scroll down one more time.
Sure.
We do publish, we're required to publish a list of past recipients. So if you're curious about whoever has received the bio fund, I think that goes back to 2022. That's publicly available information. And then if anyone would like to or submit a request for an accommodation, either language, visual, whatever the nature of that is, we ask that you submit it does it say 3? At least 5. That's why I'm confused. It says 3 and then it says 5. I'm like, I'm sorry. There's a mistake there, but 3 to 5 days prior, please submit that to us as well. So that's the program.
And I'll just mention that, so if you haven't been or don't spend much time like I do on the business support page of the East Colfax BRT, this information is also linked here. So we have a section on both the grants and financial resources here, and you can see that FAQ. So our vanity URL, which is again denvergov.com or .org/ColfaxBRT. And so you can register for the upcoming one, and then also see the other. We'll talk about these. We've talked about these a lot, and I know a lot of you have been here before. So yes, some of these, the toolkits and some of the other sources of information here. But yeah, so any questions for Rachel?
I still am a little confused. If you are within that section, is your only chance to apply before the 18th? Even though that's only giving us a 3-month period to have any losses? Because this didn't really start until about November. So if I was using my 4th quarter, that wouldn't even really show any losses until after there was really a shutdown in Colfax.
I hear you. No, that's a good question. And apologies if that wasn't clear. This is not your only chance to apply. This is your first chance to apply.
Okay.
So if you're in segment 1, you can apply now if you can show that revenue loss. Again, we'll open the second round as soon as we wrap up this one, most likely.
And you will still be able to apply even
So-
if you're in section 1.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's the earliest you can apply, but not the only.
Okay, thank you. That's what I wanted to know.
So maybe you're at like 15% revenue loss, and that's still very, very painful. If you shift that timeline to March, April, May, for example, then you meet that. Then you apply in round 2.
Okay, cool. I just want to understand how
Yeah.
it's working.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
So for a future funding round, if, say, you were not in the Colfax bid and you needed help with your application, how would you do that?
That's a good question. I believe it's March 5th. March 5th, when we go to City Council, we will have we have a contract moving forward to work with a community organization that's located on East Colfax. That will be one of our primary program partners for this program over the next 2 years. That organization is working with the Colfax Avenue bid and with our office. So we will have the application support, the outreach, all of that will stay consistent for the whole 2 years of BRT. But particularly now, while we're in this geography with the Colfax Avenue bid, there are outreach and application assistance partners.
Is there an estimate how far apart of the applications are?
So we're anticipating, so we just opened the first round, we're anticipating opening the second one probably in mid-May, and then third one probably mid-August. So that's probably, so we'll basically be running almost continuously this year now that we're open. But we're also kind of staying in close contact with Dottie and the construction team so that we're in line with construction. So when we are ready to open round 2, all of construction segment 2 businesses will be eligible based on that 90 days. So our office, in addition to a partnership with Colfax Avenue Bid, we have partnered with Mile High United Way for several years on BioFund. And our partners today are going to talk more about the technical assistance component that's offered. You can sign up for that now on our website, and Carmen and Drew will tell you more about that.
Here's the QR code that takes you to the form for what are called technical assistance pieces. So they're free resources and training to grow your business, strategies to manage business disruption. So this is the general categories that a lot of these programs are available in. So I mentioned at the start that it's tax season, and so if you are interested in support for both bookkeeping, accounting, but also tax preparation, there are resources here. And we know that sometimes grants aren't available for everybody, but we know a lot of those business-related costs can add up. And so if you're looking to belay some of those costs in order to have support to build what we're going to talk a little bit about today is one of the grants in particular, so you can get a taste for all of the different things that you can grab. And so I'm going to let you two do your introductions while I do that fancy switcheroo here.
Okay.
Is this okay? Does everyone? I'll put this back up at the end so you can grab it if you need it. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and introduce ourselves. Hi, I'm Carmen Martin. I'm the Senior Director of Program Strategy and Community Partnerships at Mile High United Way, and I oversee the United for Business team.
Hi everyone, my name is Drew Alietti, and I'm a business advisor at Mile High United Way.
Okay.
And this is our chat.
So there's the introduction. Okay.
I wanted to talk a little bit about our priorities in general, our community priorities. So, giving all children a strong start, we have certain programs to help with kindergarten readiness. So I wanted to let you know about all this because even if it may not be for you, it may be for your children or somebody you know. Supporting education and academic success, we have programs under that to help our children really build upon that educational success. And then we have creating economic opportunity for all, which is where most of our programs at United Way fall, and that includes our United for Business program. These are some of our signature events, and some of my favorites are our Back to School Bash. Anybody can come and register. You get free school supplies, and they're very nice. They're something that kids can be proud of. All of our events feel like a party. We welcome all of our guests. We have activities. We have food. It's a lot of fun. It's not a shameful type of event where you leave with a trash bag. At Mile High United Way, we want people to feel excited about what they're leaving with and always feel welcome. Oh wait, one more, sorry. The other big event is our children's holiday party. That is for Christmas, and we give away free Christmas gifts. 2 gifts for every child. If they're a teenager, they get an Amazon gift card. I sign up myself, so let me know if you're interested in that. You're welcome to sign up for that for your children, or if you know of somebody who is in need. This is one of our owners, and so I just wanted to show his truck here. Miguel Martinez, owner of Don Taco. This is really our program mission for United for Business, is providing support for women and minority-owned business. That doesn't mean that we don't accept other groups. That's just our target audience because that group tends to be more under-resourced, but we welcome everyone into our programs. All of our programs are at no cost. So we have different accelerators and website build initiative, and we cover all of those costs. Our websites are amazing. We will definitely talk about that. And they're worth like $10,000. And then you can read all about this. But we're really about building skills and helping you to develop your business and yourself.
All right, so as mentioned, the website build initiative is a part of our program. What we do is kind of get you in front of a web designer, allow you to create a marketing plan, and then she will check in with you every month to go over how your website's going, and you really get to learn how to market yourself through 4 classes. Yes, it's only 4, but they're 2 hours long each. And she's really engaging and allowing you to support your business as she is a business owner herself. So her business is called Original Account Strategies, and really supporting you with SEO as well as website development. It's a $5,000 value for a $100 deposit that we reimburse back to you once you complete the program.
Yes.
And this picture is one of our other businesses that went through our accelerator as well as our website building initiative that owned a part of Totally Nuts, which is actually a chain, and just some of the nicest people in the world. We also have an accelerator program, which also allows you to grow and scale your business through an 8 to 12 week course. Every week you'll meet with other business owners that are either in the startup phase, intermediate phase, or wanting to pitch for money. You're all working together to learn specific things like storytelling, defining your audience, defining your customer base, marketing, branding, budget forecasting, things like that.
And I'll just add, one of the great things about our accelerator program is you are in a cohort. So you have your own network built in. We just ran a cohort, and they're like always in connection with each other, sharing resources. We connected them to participants who have already done the cohort. Everybody's invested in your success, not just Mile High United Way, but current and previous participants.
And when we first started it, DU was in partnership with us, and at first we utilized DU instructors, and then once I took over the program, I said, I don't know if that's really applicable to their situation. Are these DU professors business owners themselves? So almost every class is now taught by a business owner who's either gone through successes or gone through hard times. And as business owners, you know, you are going through a hard time at some point in your business career. That's just the way it is. And so you're not alone with this, and that's one of the ways we allowed you to find a community.
And we only employ small businesses as we work with small businesses. So all of our instructors, our people who we use for websites, anything that is affiliated with us, we use small businesses. We also have a small business directory that we use for catering and other events. So let me know if you're interested in being on that too.
And you do get paid if you instruct with us. So if you're interested about having a certain skill that you really are honed in on and would love to give value to other people, come talk to us and we can find ways to get you involved. So yeah, this is just an example of our next curriculum. So human-centered entrepreneurship, navigating cash flow, financial projections, cybersecurity, which is really important, believe it or not. About 40% of businesses get hacked each year. And financial decision making, telling your story.
Oh, I didn't spell that right.
That was my fault.
Okay. You can tell your studies too.
You can tell your studies too, whatever. Branding and marketing, and then legal implications, as well as we'll mention one of the technical assistance you can get through us is free pro bono legal advice through the East Colfax Community Collective.
And we also pair all of our participants with a mentor. So financial, marketing, or legal, that's also free and part of the accelerator programs.
Drew, do you have to be enrolled in the accelerator program to access that pro bono legal?
Absolutely not.
Because we get a lot of questions of like, how do I find a pro bono legal? Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and when we talk about the technical assistance, I know we're throwing a bunch at you all. These are all separate resources. You do not have to be in contact with us. All you really got to do is send us an email, and we'll send, or use the QR code Ryan gave out, and we'll give you all the links to access to all the technical assistance, which we'll talk about here soon.
She was one of our accelerator participants.
As Tanya Milligan was one of our accelerator participants, came to us not really knowing where to go with her business, which is Rent a Theme. She puts on specific events for children, sometimes birthday parties, things like that. And then she actually went to own a storefront in the Aurora Mall. And so basically helping her navigate through all those processes and getting through that brick and mortar is something that we support her in through that accelerator program. And then, the American Rescue Plan Act, and then the bio part is Business Impact Opportunity Fund. I'm lucky to have had about a year and a half of experience with DITO or the City of Denver, and would love to answer any of your questions, and would love to see how your business has been impacted and how this opportunity has the potential to support you or keep you afloat.
We also have our Thrive Small Business Summit. That will be April 17th this year. We offer workshops, we offer a great breakfast and lunch, which is why I like to go to conferences. And there's just a lot of learning and networking, so I really encourage you to go. Early bird special, we're thinking about like $20, and we'll do raffles and raffle off some good things that will help your small business. But this is a great event to go to, lots of great energy. And these are just some of our key results that we've had to date. So how many businesses we've been able to support, workshops, and then also new capital distributed.
And so with that, the technical assistance piece, I think, is really important. And also it's a great way to learn about opportunities like this, as well as learning about how to support your own business. So a lot of these will include free tax preparation or tax and accounting services and classes through the Easy Tax Academy, as well as I mentioned, the pro bono legal support through your East Colfax Community Collective. And then we also have Sister Biz, who does small business advising, and what else am I missing?
Is Tiger Moon still?
Tiger Moon, if you need a website or need photography help or headshot help, we have Tiger Moon Productions as well to support you all. To go into the nitty-gritty of some of them, if you sign up for a class and complete the classes with Easy Tax, you get a year free of QuickBooks, which is about $350 value. And you can also hire her to support your taxes and bookkeeping you need. This will get you in touch with people that support your work and are also small business owners. So it's all either a nonprofit supporting you or a small business owner themselves stepping in and doing what they love and doing what they're good at.
Also, we have a tax assistance program at Mile High United Way for individuals. We don't do small businesses, but if you make $67,000 or less, we will do your taxes for free. They will get you the most money possible back. I've even done them myself. I feel like I'm pretty good at taxes, but they did an amazing job and got me a lot more money than I would have gotten back. So definitely something to think about if you file individually and also as a business. And that's called Tax Help Colorado. And you can just Google it and look up the site and they will do it for free.
So there's lots of ways to access this information. As they mentioned, you can email them directly. And if you have cards or if you need to contact them, we have our information and we can connect you. You can go to their website, which is United for Business, and fill out this form that just is your information and then also identifying what you're interested in. Now we've linked to this both from the Bio Fund page that we showed you earlier. So that is here under technical assistance, and it's the intake form is this right here. And then also, just to be redundant, right? Like go wherever you want, enjoy your life, and if you like pink more than blue, then come to our website. And we also have that information here. You can go to the BioFund website, or when you're looking for technical assistance, we've highlighted this video from Easy Tax Academy, so you can hear a little bit more if you're looking for tax prep help, or you can just go directly to the form from our website here. So those are the three options, or just Google the words that you've heard, and eventually it'll get you there. So.
And I'll put my business cards on the table. But any questions for us? Yes.
Do you have social media resources? You mentioned legal and others, but that's
Yes.
going to be a key component that we really need help with. I mean, we have websites, they have their legal, it's done, social
We'll have-
media.
So I neglected to mention that as well. Tiger Moon Productions also supports in social media tactics, so you can, and we also do marketing plans in our in-house as well. So if you want a marketing plan from us, we can support you in that. Or if, she's probably a better person to do it with, is actually create a marketing plan, and she'll give you actual examples and templates to follow. Hopefully that answered your question.
And then also at the summit, we'll be talking about AI for small businesses, which is a really hot topic too, and how to use it to your advantage.
And I'll just also highlight so CRM, customer relationship management, is really important. So a lot of people have many loyal customers, but not always the way, like a lot of systems or processes to maintain that relationship. So we're going to be talking about things like how to identify and communicate parking to customers, for example. I know that that is a very important and very frustrating thing that's happening through the development of this process. And so, getting that messaging out effectively can be really useful. And so, highly recommended there. But then also, our teams are structured so that we can also provide some of that support for, if you're just looking for social media to announce something or to create, something that's happening, we can package that for you. So really, we want to provide the type of support that you need. And so we have, there's a lot of teams here and we all work together. And so if you accidentally email one team that isn't responsible for it, we will make sure that we do the connecting so that it isn't a goose chase for you. That's important to us. So yeah. Other questions for our speakers? Okay, thank you. So we're gonna move next into the Colfax Avenue Business Improvement District.
So like Brian said, there are lots of teams involved right now with what's going on Colfax. Colfax Avenue Business Improvement District, we're there to support our businesses. I know some of you are not from the district, but we support businesses from Grant Street to Josephine because we are partnering as a subcontractor with the Bio Fund through Dido. You can also reach out to me right now to help support your questions and concerns with the Bio Fund, even if you're outside of the district. So that's been something that's going on right now. I have my business card. You can go to the website for BioFund. Our phone number and email address are there. We'll get back to you very quickly. So no question is off the table. Any questions, any kind of assistance you need with the BioFund grant, please call me. Some other things that we're working on at the bid are ways to bring people to the district. So we have kind of reformatted how we're using our social media right now to kind of let everybody in our community know what kind of fun things, what kind of great food we have to offer. So we're really putting kind of our effort into a positive direction on food, fun, and entertainment for what's happening on Colfax. So that's big in our office right now. We have planned a few extra events this year to bring people to Colfax. We've got 4 bar crawls this year that we're putting together that should be a lot of fun. Yes, they bring business to our bars, but they also bring potentially 200 people to the neighborhood that are going to need food and perhaps start out by shopping. So we've got 4 of those, 1 a quarter. Our first one is coming up March 15th, called Brides of March. We are partnering with Charlie's Denver. It's going to be the first of its kind here in Denver. But it is a bar crawl for anyone that's willing to wear a wedding dress, and it should be a really fun way to celebrate, but that's March 15th. Lots of other fun bar crawls. We've got, another one coming up where everyone's going to be encouraged to wear big wigs, and we crawl to different bars on Colfax and encourage, again, a lot of people to come to our district. Another way we're getting our community involved is we're doing community cleanup days. We are recruiting lots and lots of people outside of our district, from our community, from residential, to come over and help us take care of our district, our properties in front of and adjacent to our businesses. So our first Colfax cleanup this year is going to be on March 29th, where we will specifically be inviting our volunteers to start at a business, where the district will be helping to provide some refreshments. We will pay that business for refreshments and then share that with the community that comes to volunteer. And then we'll be ending at another business, again, to encourage our volunteers to be introduced to a new business that maybe they've never been to, and also enjoy a bite. So we will be helping to purchase treats and small bites from that particular business. Our first cleanup is going to be on March 29th. That's a Saturday. We're encouraging anyone to send volunteers our way. All of this information can be found on our website, and our website is colfaxab.com. And then finally, a big one, and this isn't an ask for money from this group, but we are putting together a fundraiser, and we will continue this fundraising effort. We are hoping to raise $50,000 for our businesses in the Colfax Avenue Business Improvement District. So businesses from Grant Street to Josephine. Our first real big effort for this fundraising process is going to be on March 27th. That's a Thursday night. If you know somebody that we can invite that would like to write a check for a big amount of money, we would love to speak with you and get them on our invitation list. But we are looking for people in our community that might own a corporation, are into banking, are developers, are engineers, and folks that are involved in this kind of community development and redevelopment work. So that's going to be this month. What we plan to do with those grant funds then is design a micro emergency grant opportunity for our businesses. And I'll give an example. We do have some businesses in our district that are probably not going to hit that $30,000 threshold minimum for achieving or being able to apply for the BioFund grant. While 50,000 is small, any little thing will help. And so, for example, if we had a business call us and say, I am just not going to be able to make all of payroll, there's another option. And hopefully we raise the funds and then can help support making that payroll or paying a vendor for something that maybe you didn't have the money for, some kind of emergency that isn't going to take as long to qualify or apply for through the BioFund grant. So that is this month, and then will be a continued effort as we go through the next 2 years. We will be introducing a t-shirt program very soon. We had a couple artists from the community design t-shirts for us, and it's a Colfax Under Construction t-shirt program. All of our profits from selling those t-shirts will also go back into this micro grant fund. So that's a lot. We have a lot going on. Yes.
I did think of two more things then. One of them is related to the pub crawls, and that we're also working with our friends in the community, whether they're registered neighborhood organizations or advocacy groups, etc. And one of them right now is planning another pub crawl, on their own to support the businesses, in the area of construction. That date hasn't been set yet, probably in April sometime. But, so if you've got connections to registered neighborhood groups or others that, might want to, participate or do something like that, that would be great. The second thing slipped my mind.
Well, I should say,
it will come back to me.
While you're speaking of this, going back to the pub crawls, we are always finding ways to get all of our businesses involved. I realize not everyone has a bar, not everyone can be a starting point or ending point for a Colfax cleanup, but for example, I will send out emails and ask and invite any of our businesses to put some kind of marketing material into a takeaway that we send out the door with those participants. So for the Brides of March bar crawl, we are anticipating 200 people to come and attend. That means I have asked our businesses in the district for 200 pieces of marketing or a coupon. It can be as simple as like a little printout from your computer that we can put into these giveaway bags or goodie bags that we're sending out the door with the participants. So there's always another way to be featured, to get your name out there that we're working on. And the ideas don't stop there. We're a very small office. If you have a creative idea, by all means, let's collaborate, because this is going to take a village, and we're there for any of that.
I did remember that.
Okay.
We have a company that we hire to clean the street, right? They pick up the litter on the stickers and graffiti, et cetera, empty the trash receptacles and cart it away. They do all of that in the public sphere, in the public realm. Now, if your business or needs help in your private parking lot or your back lot or whatever, that's not something that we would typically do. But we're about to set up a program. What is it called? What did we call it? Mitch? Colfax Clean, yeah, something really, really simple to remember, which I couldn't do. Colfax Clean, so like if you're like my lot, my parking lot, whatever needs something, my building got tagged with graffiti, I need help, give us a call. It'll cost you, but it's at basically a zero profit for us because we're going to put any of the profits into this same fund that Danon was talking about that will then get dispersed again out to as micro grants to the businesses.
All right, that's all we've got from the bid. I have a card. I'll be here for a little bit after the meeting. If you have any questions, you need my contact info, come get me.
I have one. How do I get a wedding dress?
Ooh, okay. Well, lots of, what I've heard is thrift stores have a lot of wedding dresses to sell for a really cheap price.
Does it have to be noticeable? Like, if I'm just wearing whatever, am I still going to be able to be a bride in March?
Have it be a wedding dress of some sort.
Okay.
Have a little glimmer there, a little shimmer. Maybe
Sequin.
a veil. Throw on a veil.
Okay.
And with this Brides of March, Carl, if any of you are interested, if you wear 3-inch high heels and you want to enter the relay race, there will be a race. Charlie's is hosting the race. It looks like a riot. And as we grow this, some year we hope to beat their Phoenix store and have better, bigger participation. So.
Okay. So, and before we get to that last piece, we're going to just talk about a little bit about construction updates.
Okay, so hey everybody, my name is John Stewart. I'm the project director. I work for the city in the Department of Transportation. My first place that I lived in Denver was 16th and Williams, just a couple blocks down. I'm also a musician. I play every venue on Colfax, including the Lions Lair. So I just want you to know that I'm a fan of Colfax. I'm a believer in Colfax. I'm an advocate for Colfax, in addition to working in construction. So, but the reason I'm here is to just give you an update on what's going on with construction specifically. I'm sure most of you are here every day, so you probably know as well as I do what's going on. But briefly, the project is most intensively in the area between Broadway and Josephine, or really like Tattered Cover East High School over there. That's where most of the construction is going on right now. Farther west, more towards Pearl, Pennsylvania, Logan, that area, we're doing a lot of sidewalk work, getting things ready to put in trees. So what we call streetscaping is the area that's kind of impacting your businesses most. And this is the hardest work to do. But that's one part of this project, is just giving that area, those sidewalks, a facelift, more trees, more lighting for your business to make it a more inviting environment for people to come to your business. So that's the work that we're doing more on the west side of the project. We're also building bus stations in the areas like Franklin, over at York, and we're just starting over at Downing for doing the work for the bus stations. Now, so like I said, we're in that Josephine to Broadway area, but we're also starting to kind of creep farther east, and we'll eventually, in short order, we're going to be completely in from Broadway to Colorado. We're going to be in that area for a while, because that's 6 stations total, that are 6 bus stops total in that area, and that's just what we need to do to be able to do that work for the bus stations. We're also going to be in a lot of those areas, not every area, but a lot of those areas, doing the sidewalk upgrades, adding in trees, adding in lighting, doing that from Broadway to Colorado. So right now, the area from York to Colorado, we're in a couple of areas doing some utility relocations, but we're going to be doing a lot more work as things start warming up. And we're going to be in, like I said, we're going to be in that Broadway to Colorado section for a good bit of time. I would expect 18 to 24 months in that area, although we won't be in any one specific area for that entire time. The general plan is for the sidewalk work is to be on the south side of the street first, And then once we finish up that work, then we're going to go over and do the sidewalk work on the north side of the street. So think about that wherever your business is. If you're on the south side of the street now, get ready very quickly, or you're already in it. But if you're on the north side of the street, we'll be going over there probably this summer, July or August. So I think that covers kind of construction. Yeah, basically the south side of the street, it doesn't look like it on this graphic, but it depends on where you're looking, right? But this is the phase that we're in now, doing the sidewalk work on the south side of the street. And then later in the summer, we're going to flop it over and do work on the north side of the street over here. So that's kind of how things are going to progress. And then there will be a third phase that's in the final 6 months where we'll just be in the center of the street, not doing any more sidewalk work. We'll be done with that already. So that'll be probably reason for optimism once we move into that phase 3 where we're just in the center of the street. Yeah, I think that covers the construction update. One other thing that we've been doing, we've heard from you a lot about the parking situation. We want to make it better. One idea that we are implementing this week is adding in areas of 15-minute and 2-hour parking throughout the corridor. So we have made this map, this parking map that's available on the pool table here. And if you look here, all the red and blue areas are parking that we've added. Each little dot there is either 2 or 3 extra spots. So, and that's in the area between Broadway and Colorado. So there's a lot of areas that we've added for parking, and that's free parking for 15 minutes or 2 hours. It kind of depends on what business is there. So if we think that businesses that do kind of a higher turnover, that's where we do the 15-minute parking. But if it's for restaurants, that's where we do more the 2-hour parking. And so we've tried to fit in as much as we could there. Even in some areas, we took out the parking meters and added this 2-hour parking to help facilitate parking for your business. Also on this map are other areas like private lots, or if your business has a parking lot, that's been identified also. So that's going to be on this map. And we're going to be going door to door, providing this printout for all your businesses. We want you to tell your customers, hey, parking is right here. 1 block away, there's some parking here available. And this is just one of the things we're doing. We're trying to think of everything that we can to get people to come to your business. And let me just say that I want more than anyone for people to start coming to your business more than they are today. So the parking idea is one of the things we're doing. Another thing that's happening is that we've been putting up these open for business, what we call feather signs. Maybe you've seen them. There's probably about a dozen kind of sprinkled throughout the corridor. We put those in areas where we think it might be challenging for people to find where the entrance is, because we're doing sidewalk work right in that area. So if you feel like your business is impacted in that way and nobody's talked to you yet, please come talk to us. And we'll work with you and figure out what we can do to help people know that your business is open and how to get them in there. And I think that covers it, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I'll just add, so a couple things. Again, if you are interested in having someone else design that content because you're super busy, you want social media posts, you want something for your website, I encourage you to reach out to any of our teams, and we will, so my team will do that for you. We have this in digital form. And so again, if you're trying to link to it or anything like that, we just want to make it accessible.
It's on the website for the project.
Oh yeah,
so
it's on the project
live
website
as of today.
And if you don't get project updates, I'm sure everybody does, but we do have another QR code right on the. I'm gearing it. I'm going to find other ways to communicate information. So someone presented an idea to us about a future chat of making sure that like bringing in BRT people from other cities to talk with the community about what it's done in their regions and for their cities. And so we're working on that so that if people have questions, and then we can actually show you some of the benefits that have already been incurred in those cities. So just, I know I don't want you to just take it because I'm excited about the bus too, I want you to see kind of how those real profit numbers, what they look like. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Our next chat's here, I'll talk about that in a second, but I don't want to get too far away from if other people have questions for John. Okay. Thanks, John.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so just a quick thing. We've got table tents and doormats here. We've got lots of them. So if you are looking to engage with the We Back the Facts program, we encourage you to take some of that collateral. We're making posters too for bars and restaurants. Again, finding ways to bring new customers, to expand the influence of what, bringing people back to Colfax. It's been a couple years of seeing sort of that reduction in foot traffic, and this promotional campaign is intended to bring people from all up and down the Front Range back. So it's just getting started. We could use businesses to help support it. It has its own page, and also on the tabletops it explains exactly how individuals can participate. So we're encouraging folks to just put it next to a register so they can read it themselves, put it on tables, and then hopefully keep that money coming back in. We are supporting this through social media and web content. So again, to reduce the burden of what you have to create, our teams will do this for you. Just reach out and let us know if you need any of that type of support.
I mean, I can tell you.
And then another QR code. So this is the last one, and that's a lie. It's not the last one. But this one in particular is the one I mentioned earlier, that we are starting to do business profiles in project media. And if you are interested in being profiled, please fill out this cute, short little questionnaire, and we will be in contact with you. And then we'll start to roll out that media train as soon as we can. We are working with our partners. It was that second page with all of those fancy logos on it. All of them and a few more have pledged to support these businesses, to share, cross-promote, and also do individual media. So hopefully that will generate some interest. And again, sharing social media is as social media does. So trying to make this easier for you and something that we know that we can help you with. And I can keep this up. I can move it. I can move back to it if you stay for a couple minutes afterwards. I can get you whatever you're needing. And then this is our last page. So we, of course, like every good little data finder, I have surveys here. Sometimes people think of things much later about what they would like to hear in these sessions. We had a lot of, in our last session, we just touched on business collaborative opportunities, how to approach neighbors and collaborate on some sort of promotional activity, media, generating content. So all of the resources that we have created in chats are available on our website, including, if you've missed previous iterations of this, we film this and put those up on the web so you can watch, and if you miss any of this, you can find it there as well. Looking forward to the next one. We hold these the last week of every month. The topics change. We try to, like I said, we try to generate that from you. We're going to keep with these resources. That's our plan for next month. But we're always interested in your feedback for what times work. We're thinking about doing one in the morning for businesses who aren't available at this time. We'd love to hear if any of that works for you. And then, we always want to hear from you. We always want to talk to you. So please hang out a little bit afterwards if you'd like. Take whatever you need there. We've got all the project team here for a little while. So please, yes.
Question, is it on your radar yet? We've got upcoming, they're summer things, but Jasmine Park as well as the East High Farmers Market on Saturdays. Those really bring a lot of people into the neighborhood. Is that on your radar yet to really highlight us at those events, to try and let people coming in from the city know that we need your help? The second question I have, and then I'll leave it with you. Partnering with Line or Lyft scooters. When I look to find a scooter, to move in on this neighborhood. There's a high concentration in Rhino. They're down in Lodo. They're not up here. They're not up here in Uptown or in Cap Hill. And we really need to bring Cap Hill and Uptown folks here to the facts. And I've sent away an idea and some contact information for Lyft. Is that on your radar?
So yes, so some great questions. The first one is, are these events on our radar? Yes, we're working with the Marathon, we're working with Pride, we're working with the bids, individual projects and events, and then also, yes, the farmers market. So we are working with those organizations to make sure that there's wayfinding, for example. We're going to have a lot of, yes, is the short answer there. The second question, so we have advanced that. The issue right now is that you have to have an active bike lane legally in the city in order to ride. We know that, of course, a lot of people don't ride in bus lanes on their scooters, but so we are actively working to forward that request to get more in the area. Yes, we are working on that as well. So great questions, work in progress. But yes, events, we are driving people always to businesses as best we can. Other questions?